Well, good morning and welcome to the Doolittle Community Center, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel, the final day of the 2017 Global Basketball Summer League. I'm Todd Benacki, Nick Matos off to my right, and Nick, should be a whole lot of fun. I think the level of competition and play is certainly ramped up from the weekend, and Session B should end with a bang this afternoon.
Well, this final day of Session B, and interestingly enough, we've got the only two teams that actually came in here. Most of the players here are individual talent that got drafted, got put on teams when they came here, but the only two teams actually that came in that with a group of players are in the losers bracket. Both teams have not been able to get a victory. They'd like to leave here with the victory under their belt. The World Vision Sport team is going to head to China on Friday night on the Red Eye, and the Washington Warhawks, this is the first tournament that they've played. They have a nice tour to go on too. So let's see which team can come out. I think it's going to be an uphill battle for the Warhawks, to tell you the truth. They're just a little bit undermanned in size and length, and their bench is very short. They only have 8 players total. So
should be a lot of fun. We're set to go. The Washington Warhawks, led by their head coach, Mike Malott. They're decked out in the black uniforms, the white uniforms, the World Vision team, led by longtime veteran head coach Damon Bethea. Our officials for this contest, truly an international smorgasbord. Isaac Gustafsson from Iceland, In-tae Hwang from Korea, and Xiao Zhang from China, our 3-person officiating crew. As the ball is lifted at center court, and we are underway for the 7th place battle in this annual Global Basketball Summer League. Taking it out in front of us is World Vision as they deliver up top to Phil Lawrence Ricks, who went to Marist College. He works the point. Dribble handoff to Alvin Ellis, shuffles it back into the right corner, and Lawrence Ricks unloads a 15-foot jumper, contested on the shot, clipped on the wrist, and 21 seconds into the first quarter. Nick, we've got our first whistle and the first foul against Dion Romeo from the Warhawks.
keys for success in today's game for the Warhawks, they're going to have to outside shooting is going to be really important for them. You look out onto the court right now, Todd, they're undermanned, they're undersized. The length of the World Vision Sport team is very apparent. So 2 keys. They're going to have to hit the outside shots, spread the court, and they're also going to have to work on team rebounding.
That works to them. They've got a chance, but as you talked about, they only have an 8-person roster here this week in Las Vegas, and that's quite a chore against a deep athletic bunch in this World Vision team. 1-0 early on from the Doolittle Center in favor of World Vision. As the Warhawks work it around the horn on the left perimeter, that's Felix Clement. Stopped at the elbow, kicks to his buddy, and Andrew Farrar on the wing. Dumps a pass in the left corner, a left-handed 3 into the air by Felix Clement. It skids away, and the 7'3" David Foster gobbles up the rebound. From the elbow, pulling it up and landing, the Kansas City native and Marcus Walker, who attended Colorado State University. He's one of the old buds here, 30 years old on the court. Marcus Walker has the first bucket of the day. Long 17-footer from the right wing. The Warhawks try to answer, and the shot skids off the rim from the hand of Felix Clement, but he helps himself with a steal. On the run, Clement down the center of the court, pull up, left-handed jumper, bullseye. Doing it on both ends. Good start for Felix Clement, and the Warhawks are on the board.
There's the recipe for success for the Warhawks. Get the ball, move it up the court, try to hit your outside shots. You need to make, it's going to be one and done if they don't.
Foster collects, turns around, mid-range jumper in the face of Romeo, and that's short. 7'3", he caught a little further than he wanted from the block, Nick, and I think it cost World Vision for an easy 2. Here's a triple from Mike Malott, who loves to fire the bombs, and bombs away she goes. And the Washington, D.C. native, Mike Malott, has put the Warhawks into the lead 5-3.
Malott is the player coach for the Washington Warhawks. You don't see that very often anymore, Todd, that the player is also the coach of the team. I think this is very rare. He's a fine player.
He attended Missouri S&T University, graduated 5 years ago in 2012. Inbound left corner, sweet fadeaway, but it's away off the hand of Alvin Ellis and off target. And Mike Malott scoops up the rebound with the Warhawks out early. Good start for this Warhawk bunch, up 5-3. Fadeaway off balance, jumper goes down, and there's a sweet athletic move by Andrew Farrar.
Right on cue, making their shots now. Their percentage is nice at this point.
Boy, a sweet crossover, breezing by Farrar, and jamming it down is Phil Lawrence Ricks. 7-5. World Vision has pulled closer 3 minutes gone in the opening quarter. It's the first game of the day from the Doolittle Center. Malott gives it up to Clement on the left arch. She fires a triple. It rims off the glass. And one and done. Rebound comes down to L.G. Gill, a 6'8" man who just graduated the University of Maryland a couple of months ago.
Nice defense by Clement there. Came in 5'10" and was able to block the shot.
Marcus Walker uncorks a triple. That's off the money. Rebound pulled down by Clement. Finds Malott. He unhoists a three and buries it from downtown.
Much better start today for Mike Malott. Had a tough go in the second half yesterday.
But he's come out focused this morning, and, yeah, he looks really sharp. And if he's nailing it from distance, the Warhawks are going to make this very interesting.
That's definitely their recipe for success. They're going to spread the court, try to hit their three-point shots, and work as a team to rebound because they're well undermanned and undersized.
They lost 81-65 in the opening round, and then yesterday they were embarrassed and demolished 96-71. They'd love to turn it around. Left corner 17-footer into the air, and, yeah, World Vision able to connect as the shot goes down for L.G. Gill. Transferred from Duquesne University to the University of Maryland. He's a D1 star. Warhawks try to answer. They're out to a 10-7 advantage thanks to the three ball. Off a screen is Farrar. 24-second shot clock, whittles down to three. He puts it on the deck. Off the dribble, shot rejected by the 7'3" giant. And on transition on a run out the other way, and an easy layup goes down for Alvin Ellis.
Big Dave Foster making his presence felt there in the paint. Tough to get the shot over a 7'3" man. He's the biggest man in the tournament.
Got a wingspan of a 7'47". You don't want to take it in on him. He'll send it backwards. Ball fake by Dion Romeo to the top of the key. He unloads to his buddy. And Bryant Osei from Syracuse University misses a mid-range jumper. Countering his World Vision and rocketing a triple is Alvin Ellis again from Michigan State. Nothing but twine. And World Vision has settled the rocky ship. They're out to a 12-10 advantage. 5 minutes gone. Dribble drive, left-handed. Little finger roll goes down. And an athletic move for the rising 5'10" guard and Felix Clement.
Most of the offense of the Warhawks is going to come through Mike Malott, their player coach, and Felix Clement, the 5'10" little player. They're an excellent little player.
L.G. Gill off the dribble, wheels in the block, switches to the right hand. His floater rattles all over the iron. It pops out, and we get a loose ball whistle by Isaac Gustafsson from Iceland. Truly international flavor, this NBA crew, huh?
Yeah, we've got Iceland. We've got Shell from Korea. We've got, it, like you said, it's an international flavor, but that's what this tournament's about. There's several international coaches in the tournament, a lot of players from overseas. It looks like we're going to have it's just a great story here.
5 minutes gone. We haven't decided anything. 12-12 stalemate. Sydney Carriel has done an awesome job on our sidelines as our correspondent throughout the week, and she's standing by with this live report.
Thanks, guys. Before the game, Coach Damon Bethea told his guys that they need to play better individually, which will lead to them playing together collectively. He said that the other team only has 8 players, so they need to wear them down, and their strength is strength in numbers. So that way, if they play hard, they will come out with a victory. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a bunch, Sydney, and great insight. We greatly appreciate her hard work. She's dazzling, and she's done a tremendous job getting into the trenches, so to speak, with these benches throughout the week and finding out all the little nooks and crannies of what goes on in the minds of these coaches. Great job by Sydney.
Yeah, everybody here working in the media section here has done a great job. It's just been my pleasure to come down here to Las Vegas, Nevada, work the Global Summer Basketball League here that Daryl Reshaw has set up here 10 years ago. This is the just a fun platform for everybody to show their talent, media, referees, and players.
12-12 game, 5:03 on the first quarter clock, 10-minute quarters here at the Summer League. There's a dribble drive across the lane, bouncing off his feet, floating it up and down, and landing it, L.G. Gill. And World Vision vaults out to a 14-12 advantage. Count it, and the foul.
Right now, the tallest player on the court for the Washington Warhawks is Dion Romeo, 6'5". So
what a mismatch, huh? Free throw by Gill, splashes down, and a three-point advantage for World Vision. They can really exploit the height differential.
You look on the court, every player for the World Vision sport except for their point guard there, Marcus Walker's, they're all 6'5" or taller.
Tallest player the Warhawks have is Dudu Gaye, and right now he's on the bench. There's a spot-up jumper from the left side, and Andrew Farrar, who attended the University of Michigan, able to hit from long range. Pulls his team to within one.
Farrar's off to a good start. He's showing some more offensive tenacity today. He's got 4 points, and they're going to need his offensive output.
Dion Romeo gobbles up the miss. Off a screen, Malott pulls up, squares up, misses off the side of the iron. And skying for the rebound is LG Gill. He'll race down the gut of the floor and give it up to his buddy. Down the lane is Ellis. Onto the wing, he gives it up to Marcus Walker. Pulls up from the left baseline, bullseye. Count another bucket for World Vision. They can beat you in so many ways. They have such a bevy of great athletes, don't they?
And they're doing a much better job today of controlling the basketball. Their Achilles heel the last 2 games have been turnovers.
And fouls. They've piled up a lot of fouls and gotten into trouble. Pass to the wing, taking his eye off the pumpkin, and then losing the handle is Farrar out of bounds. The Warhawks can't afford those types of turnovers. Every possession for them, Nick, today is very important.
They need to get a shot attempt every time because a lot of times they're going to be one and done. They're just not going to get a lot of offensive rebounds. Shooting accuracy is going to be the key for them, and team rebounding.
Alvin Ellis pounds the rock at 6'4", finds Gill on the wing, between the legs, enters the lane, gives it up to Foster, shows some range, but fires up a cinder block, and it spills away to Mike Malott, and the loose ball to the Washington, D.C. Warhawks. Dudu Gaye has checked in. He's the biggest guy at 6'10" from the country of Senegal, as he holds up high, wearing number 6 this afternoon on his black jersey. Here's a behind-the-back dribble, and then a pull-up left-handed jumper that's off the money for the Warhawks. Good open look, but they couldn't connect. And countering is Alvin Ellis as he got tangled up with Felix Clement at the elbow. 2 guys hit the deck. And the whistle stops play with 17-14 our score and 3:10 on the clock. As you set one big body down, you bring in another for this World Vision team. Dominic Woodson is a big physical presence at 6'10" and probably 255, wearing number 8 on his white jersey, and he's just entered for David Foster.
World Vision is very deep. They've got 12 players on their bench, and a lot of them are Division I basketball players here, so a lot of talent, Todd.
Woodson played at the University of Memphis and then transferred east to Knoxville and attended the University of Tennessee and became a volunteer. Gaye sporting some range. He hits from beyond the elbow, and that brings the Warhawks to within 3. Now they find a steal. Malott stops and pops from the right side. His 3 is a little long. The long carom comes out to World Vision. Marcus Walker puts on a sweet dancing move, attacking the rack. His runner is off the target, and Malott yanks the rebound, and here come the Warhawks trying to make hay. Weaving through traffic was Malott, and Marcus Walker bumped him to commit the foul up high.
Coach Mike Malott took a 3-pointer there. It was a 2-on-2 situation, which was not a bad idea, but he needed to follow his shot. And being a coach, and this is a good coaching opportunity here, when you shoot a shot, you need to follow that shot. It's not your responsibility to go back and be the defensive person back there. Follow your shot, and that would have been a golden opportunity for Coach Mike Malott to follow his shot. It came up a little short, and when you shoot your shot, Todd, you're able to see where it's going to go, if it's short, if it's off to the right, so you might have a good advantage. So good coaching point right there.
A lot of these guys are from the D.C. area. They're known as the D.C. Warhawks, so they had a long plane trip out west here to the desert of Las Vegas, Nevada. Tariq Ghafouri attended George Mason University. He was on their practice squad. We talked a little bit about Mike Malott. He's more from the St. Louis area, now hails from D.C. The guy that just checked in, Dudu Gaye, is from Senegal. He attended Ball State as a grad student this past year. Brian Osei attended Syracuse, Andrew Farrar, University of Michigan, and Felix Clement and Alonzo Miller and Dion Romeo are all from the Northern Virginia area of the Washington, D.C. Metroplex. So, quite a wide range of guys, but as you alluded to, just like the Vision, they're a well-organized franchise. They play a lot together.
This is the first tournament of the season for them. I mentioned they're going to go on a tour themselves. World Vision Sports going to head to China. So they're just getting their sea legs underneath them.
Warhawks have the possession. They're down 3. This is the 7th place game. Remember, there are 8 teams that participated in Session B. That started on Monday morning, bright and early here from the Doolittle Center. To the high post left, Brian Osei was harassed by Woodson. Woodson, a little overzealous, reached in and committed the foul. Woodson's footwork wasn't there. I thought he had good position, though. As he reached in, he just got a piece of the body, and the official made the right call.
Well, he looked like he had the dance partner he wanted, so he was trying to make a move right there, but lost control of the basketball.
So the Warhawks would have it, but it's stolen away, and then Dudu Gaye had it. He lost it again. And Stephon Branch, who pops off the bench from West Georgia University, he'll work the point wearing number 2 on his white jersey for World Vision.
I really like his game. Keep your eye on Stephon Branch. He runs the offense, plays really good defense, and a great ball handler.
Robert Sampson has checked in along with Wally Ellenson for Coach Damon Bethea. Dominic Woodson on the floor. We got a foul on the surge to the rack and a couple of free throws coming up from Woodson on the pass from Robert Sampson, who also has just been inserted into this lineup.
Wally Ellenson, 6'6". He's their left-handed dead-eye three-point shooter. Got 2 number 2s on the court there, so we're going to have to really keep our attention here, Todd.
Double deuces. That's good if you're playing video poker with the deuces wild here in Las Vegas. But not perhaps for the game today, as Woodson hits one of the 2 free throws, and it's 20-16. World Vision out by 4. And the Warhawks, Alonzo Miller, who also is a fresh body onto the floor, will deal on a lob to the block, and Dominic Woodson pinning down Bryant Osei is called with the whistle, and the foul charged
that was
against World Vision.
Tough angle on that pass right there, Todd. I think the Warhawks got a break when there was a foul called on it, but possibly that's why he wasn't able to get to the basketball, because he was being held.
Tariq Gafuri, another guard at 6'2", was also checked in on the dead ball, along with Alonzo Miller for these Washington, D.C. Warhawks. They trail 20-16, hanging tough. They haven't won a game, and neither has World Vision yet this week. They'd love to get out of Vegas with a nice taste in their mouth. Lob to Dudu, squares up against Sampson, fades away. Left-handed shot as the shot clock expired, and that was altered. And off the front of the iron she goes, one and done. Countering is World Vision up high, open triple into the air. Stephon Branch a little off the money, and the rebound pulled down by the Warhawks and Bryant Osei.
Good rebound there. Really did a good job of blocking out.
Tariq Gafuri with the raindropper from just inside three-point range. He didn't hesitate with that shot. They have good-looking shooting guards, the Warhawks. If they can hit from distance this afternoon, they're going to make this interesting, despite having a very short roster on the plane trip out to Las Vegas.
Dudu Gaye blocks the shot there. Not in my house. Good job by Dudu.
Now a steal, though, by Stephon Branch on the inbound, and that's a no-no for the Warhawks and an easy bucket to extend their lead 22-18 in favor of World Vision.
There's Stephon Branch on defense. Keep an eye on him. Really great all-round player for the World Vision sport.
Working it around the horn, 40 seconds on the game clock. Whip to the baseline, turnaround runner off the glass, a little strong by Bryant Osei, and the rebound to Woodson on a quick outlet ahead to Ellenson. Glides in, spins. His left-handed runner is a little short, and Gaye yanks it down. Good chance for World Vision. They just couldn't capitalize.
See if Warheads here can get this to a 2-point game here going into the end of the first period.
At a 6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock late in the first quarter. Down 4. Mike Malott on the left wing working on Branch. Pulls up, unloads a 3 in his face, and buries from downtown.
Player coach stepping up.
Pulls him to within 2. Branch at the buzzer, fires it up with the runner, got it to go. Count the bucket and the foul.
Excellent job there. The bank's open. It's early. Used the glass, came right through, and he's on the free throw line for and 1.
2 seconds remaining, so before the buzzer. But without haste, he was able to quickly gallop down the goal and land it down. And the athletic 6'4" Stephon Branch is at the line for the end 1. Free throw up, you got it. 25-20. World Vision back to a more comfortable advantage. 2 seconds to go. Going the length of the floor of the Warhawks, and they throw it away. Branch collects, fires at the gun. Good if it goes. Almost. In and out. And that's the end of a fun first quarter from the Doolittle Center. Boy, that was halfway down the cylinder and just kind of horseshoed out, didn't it?
It was straight on there. And he absolutely made an impression. He got in the game there. We have had an opportunity to watch him for 2 games, and I'm very impressed with Stephon Branch. 6'4", can do it all on the court. Good ball handler, plays tough defense.
So athletic.
Yeah, I like his game.
So much fun to watch. And you talked about the depth of World Vision. Their second team, if you will, for Coach Damon Bethea is awfully salty with guys like Wally Ellenson. We haven't seen him really pull the trigger yet. He was drafted in the NBA Gatorade League last year. He played at Marquette, big-time Division I school, and up in Wisconsin at 6'6". And guys like Robert Sampson, who has a great pedigree. He had the Sampson last name. His father, Ralph Sampson. So
now that is good homework and good knowledge for you, Todd Bonacki. I love that.
So we've got a nice lineage down here in Las Vegas.
A little size in the family.
Sure, it all runs in the family.
And I think Ralph Sampson, wasn't he 7'3" himself?
Yeah, big-time Houston Rocket. He had a ton of knee problems, if I recall. His career was cut short due to injury.
I think his college career degree was one of the best, though. He had a great college pedigree there, and I know Ralph Sampson very well. He played in that era. Did he not play against Lou Alcindor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
the Houston Rockets. I mean, that was the heyday for Robert Sampson. So his son is here today, and he's on the World Vision sideline.
I think it's a great start here for the Warheads. I'm really impressed with their team. This is 20 points in the first quarter. That's the best they've done in any of the previous 4 quarters. So they're offensively doing a good job against this really athletic, long team here, World Vision Sport. So let's see if the Warhawks can keep it going here in the second quarter.
They'll have the possession. They trail by 5. They only scored 65 points in their first game and 71 points yesterday. So, yeah, right now they're on pace for somewhere in the 80s, and that gives them a prayer this afternoon. Deep triple into the air by Tariq Ghafouri, and it rims all over and out. Well, that was from Neptune.
Rainmaker right there. We could use a little rain here in Las Vegas. It's pretty hot these days.
23 feet 9 inches away is that arch, and that was just a suggestion for his triple. Stephon Branch gives it up to Woodson in the block. Backs down on a double team. Up and under. Right-handed fadeaway against Dudu. That doesn't fall. Loose ball tipped over the end line, and it will go to the Washington Warhawks.
Excellent call by the officials here. We've got these great officials that are all looking forward to trying to get into the NBA.
Andrew Farrar collects the long outlet pass and resets for Washington off to our left. His team is down by 5, hanging around against World Vision. Sweet crossover. Alonzo Miller enters the lane. Now fades away against the defense and chucks up an air ball. Outlet ahead, galloping in is Alvin Ellis, and he rises and lays it up.
Good transition game for World Sport there. Hustled it down the court there.
And now correct myself, that's Rashad Pack, the other number 3 for World Vision. Loose ball battle on the far sideline, and it's tipped out of bounds. Rashad Pack attended the University of Maryland, graduated in 2015. He transferred from North Carolina A&T University.
Well, Todd Bonacki, you got your work cut out for you, my man. We got 2 number 2s
two number
on
2s,
World
2
Vision.
number 3s.
Yeah.
And a partridge in a pear tree somewhere.
That's great here. Hey, that's the play-by-play nightmare right there, huh? You got to identify them by their shoes or their hair. Or
the play-by-play nightmare is when you can't read numerals at all. You ever call a football game where there's no contrast on the uniforms? Believe me, that's a nightmare. And do it in a driving rainstorm, it really makes life difficult. 27-23, well, a great game. Opener of day number 3. As World Vision leads by 4. The Washington Warhawks, though, have the possession. And off a sweet screen, catching and rocketing a triple. But missing is Andrew Farrar from the University of Michigan, and another one and done. They're not going to get many second chance opportunities, the Warhawks.
Yeah, he had a good look at that. Nice screen, needs to bury that shot. They're going to stay in the game.
Kevin Thomas pulls up from the baseline and hits. He's got nice long length, 6'8", from Troy University in Alabama.
Clement back in the game for the Warheads. Let's keep an eye on him and see if he can give him some offense.
Off the dribble drive, hanging into the air, switching to the left hand. The shot a little off money by Felix Clement. He grabs his own rebound, though, and the official blares the whistle. As the
Impressive.
clock.
Impressive there, Todd. The 5'10" Felix Clement followed his own shot just like you want to teach your players to do. Got the rebound, and now has the ball here side out.
8:02 to go before halftime. And the Washington Warhawks, who drafted Dudu Gaye, who played in Session A over the weekend, stayed for Session B, is now with the Warhawks this weekend. He collects underneath, and before he put it on the deck and tried to attack against Robert Sampson, he shuffled the feet, said the official, and that's a traveling violation.
Got to get the ball to the hardwood before you pick up that pivot foot. Dudu's their tallest player, 6'10".
They're going to need him to play a lot of the defense today.
Stephon Branch working wide right off a high screen. We get a whistle away from the ball. And a foul charged against the Washington Warhawks. 29-23, 7:42 to play in quarter number 2.
Farrar and Ellenson got tied up there. Farrar got called for the penalty there against the foul for the Warhawks.
Ellenson working on the wing against Andrew Farrar. Gives it up down low to Robert Sampson. Gallops to the glass. Missed it. His buddy was there to try to chip it back in. Kevin Thomas can't hit. And the Warhawks clear on the rebound. Felix Clement going at Branch. Fires it across the lane. It comes to Farrar. Gives it up back to Clement in the left corner. Step back three. Sent backwards by Branch. Came right back to Clement. He glides in this time. If it's not outside, he'll go inside and gladly take it for 2.
Excellent offensive tenacity there by Felix Clement. Kept his patience after the ball got blocked and drove in and laid it in with his left hand.
Really strong player. I think he plays above his height level, doesn't he? Really good-looking athlete. Step back deep, 18-footer from the left corner. Doesn't go for Sampson. Follow, though, by Pack. And a little fadeaway kiss off the square. Goes down for Rashad Pack.
Banks open here. It's early in the morning here in Las Vegas.
Plenty of banks in a city where there's a ton of money flowing every day.
Very good, Todd.
31-25. World Vision hanging on to a 6-point lead and a nice pick and a steal by Branch. Outlets ahead to Pack. Left-handed layup. No! Count the stick back, though, by Wally Ellenson. They're going to count it. It looked like the ball was in the cylinder the entire time and probably should have been a goaltending, don't you think?
Warhawks are definitely wanting that call. Ooh. And no replay, but we have to give Ellenson some credit. He timed it perfectly. Slammed it back in on the miss.
33-25. Off a screen, Farrar uncoils a deep triple, and that one is short. They're trying to come back via the 3. The Warhawks, though, haven't hit many of those today. Trying to fire is Sampson. He misses his triple. Loose ball into the air, grabbed by Thomas, and then it comes away to the galloping Felix Clement. He glides in against Branch, and the left-handed layup goes in. The fearlessness of Felix Clement is awfully impressive in the first half.
He challenged Stephon Branch right there, got his body into him, and got the left-handed shot off the glass and in.
6-point lead for World Vision and the possession. Stepping inside the arch and firing a jumper. The shot doesn't go for World Vision. Scrapping for the loose ball. It comes away to the DC Warhawks. Into the lane, Alonzo Miller goes up strong. Wild miss, followed by Dudu Gaye. And he tried to gun a pass to the far corner, intended for Farrar. It was off of his chest, out of bounds, and we get a timeout on the floor. Good start for World Vision. They're trying to find a victory in this tournament, and they're out to a 6-point advantage. 33-27. Sydney Carriel is standing by courtside and has this live update. Sydney.
In yesterday's game, Dominic Woodson had 11 points at half and went 100% from the field. Before the game, Coach Bethea said he needs to start using his strength down low because he's bigger than the other guys, and it could really make a huge impact in the game. Guys?
Thanks a bunch, Sydney. Appreciate it. And, yeah, there's no doubt World Vision has a lot of advantage today. And, you know, we talk a little bit with Damon Bethea. And, by the way, what great, calm, cool cucumbers they are, that coaching staff. You and I talked to them before today's game all weekend, and they're world class. And, you know, we elaborate a lot about how they're on their way to China and how, you know, they're here to win and kind of tune up for their big trip. They'll be there for 17 days in the Republic of China making a tour with basketball. They'd love to get out of here and get on that 11-hour plane trip Friday night with a good taste in their mouth.
Well, it always goes well when you win a game to head on the road. You know, the team's going to be happy, and they got a solid team, and we're going to go to China. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do there, because right now the basketball in China is just not up to what we expect out of China. So they're going to have a go there, and I think they're going to have a lot of success.
What a great life experience with a culture shock heading to China from the United States of America. And these guys will enjoy a 17-day tour in China once they finally touch down on the runway sometime Saturday. 33-27 is the score here. The championship is straight ahead, and we hope you tune in. Greek Connect Voices point streak. And, boy, Nick Matos, that should be one whale of a match, huh?
Looking forward to that. Really great players on that team there.
Both teams really good.
Inbound to Kevin Thomas. Through the lane, he switches with a left-handed jump hook, and that moves away to the right and skids off the rim. Cleared by the Warhawks, and here comes their player coach, Mike Malott. Reverses to Andrew Farrar. 11 to shoot, holds up high. Deals to Ghafouri. Tariq Ghafouri, left-handed dribble drive, swings it to the left corner. Deep triple into the air. It's off the money by Bryant Osei. And the loose ball rebound to the 6'8 Kevin Thomas for World Vision. Finds a streaking Branch, bounces off his feet, shot all over the rim. It just weasels its way out, but he'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
What an exciting player that Stephon Branch is. He took the ball right down the middle of the court, little finger roll, got fouled, just like you mentioned. Ball spilled out over the top of the rim, but great ball handling.
I think the ball thought about going in, and then the last second just decided to squirt out. But boy, he is athletic off his feet. 6'4", Stephon Branch. Played Division II basketball in West Georgia. Hits the free throw and brings World Vision up to a touchdown lead, 34-27.
We've seen teams make runs throughout the tournament. Right now, World Vision Sports on a run. It's a critical time in the game.
Missed the back end, but got his own miss. You know, how often do you see that? The guy that misses his free throw, out-hustled everybody, and just snared his own miss underneath. You don't think scouts are looking at the hustle of a guy like Stephon Branch?
Absolutely right, Todd.
Stephon lobs a pass through the lane. It went off of Thomas's hand, out of bounds far sideline, and that's a shame. Boy, he hustled so well to grab that second chance, and they just couldn't convert.
World Vision Sport now has got all 12 players are in their game here. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left into period number 2. And that's the one thing I noticed about their team, Todd. They're really, really a tight team. They really do a good job of getting everybody in the game.
And they just had their first game together 2 days ago. Trying to find some chemistry late in this tournament for the 7th place game. Farrar with a step back fadeaway right of the lane, and that goes down for the athletic looking guard.
Off of one leg there, beautiful.
Trying to answer on the other side is a starting Alvin Ellis, and that ball just spins in and out. 34-29, 5-point advantage for World Vision. We approach halftime. Mike Malott draws a crowd, finds an open Farrar, steps and fires to 3, and that one is off the money. Rebound to the 6'8" LG Gill under the goal for World Vision. Boy, Farrar had all the time in the world to step and plant and think, and before he unloaded the 3, it was just off money.
He's missed his last 4 shots. They're going to need him to start converting.
Branch finds a wide open Travion Leonard underneath. He missed it. He got it back. He used his dump truck body to finish, and he'll go to the line for the end one opportunity. Warhawks don't have a prayer if Travion Leonard is going to catch and fire underneath.
Well, they don't have his weight listed here, Todd, but you're not kidding. Absolutely.
260 maybe?
A lot of beef right there. 6'10". The largest man on the court, no doubt. Had a nice little touch, a little flip shot, a little finger roll off his little hook shot. So
sporting the Mohawk look and the thick-looking beard to boot.
He's a bad man.
Boy, wearing a beard in Las Vegas has got to be really scratchy.
Yeah, 115 degrees. It might make it a little uncomfortable, but.
Travion Leonard hits the free throw, beard and all, and it's 37-29. Warhawks need points. They've only scored 7 points in the second quarter. Farrar bounces down the lane, gliding in is Dudu Gaye. Missed the left-handed runner as he leaned in against a defender, drew the body blow, and he'll go to the line. What a mature guy, Dudu Gaye. I mean, I've said it all week. These guys are extremely mature, very, very polite, very humble. But this young man, who is a graduate student playing basketball at Ball State University, has been a joy to watch. And talking to him, too, has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's all the athletes here have been just so gracious. They're such great athletes. I can't tell you enough, but you're not here to see these young men. They just give 110% all out throughout every game. Their elevation is just unbelievable. They're playing 12 feet high. The rim's 10 feet high. They're 2 foot above the rim playing at that level, and it's exciting. I'm just so impressed.
Travion Leonard just yanked a mop, wiped up a wet spot, so they do it all here. And the free throw by Dudu is up and down.
And that's what the scouts are looking for. Somebody that gets the total package. Defense, offense, wipes the floor, whatever we need you to do.
Be a janitor if you need a call on the weekends. Sign him up. Sign-up Dudu, he's been a lot of fun, and he hits the free throws. Both of them, 37-31. Marcus Walker back onto the floor, the 6'1" guard from Colorado State University, finds the open Leonard underneath, head fake, off the window, missed it. Loose ball battle, tipped it away, and it comes to Bryant Osei with the DC Warhawks.
Nice outlet.
Splitting a couple defenders, Gaffori, he lost the handle. A chance for Bryant Osei on a dribble drive, and that one is thwarted. And here comes World Vision. Up by 6.
Great defense on the other end by LG Gill. That's the transition game right there. They defense opened up their offense. They came down the court. Now they're going back to the foul line.
Alvin Ellis is at the stripe. NBA guys want to see, the scouts want to see how you handle a dribble drive, I think, against a bigger body. And if you're a smaller guy and you're going and you're attacking, how do you handle the shot? And then can you get to the line? They want to see that confidence going up against the big boys.
Well, body control, we've seen so many of these players have such great body control. They get up in the air and they're able to get the shot attempt up. And then they get the call and they're at the foul line. The free throw shooting here is what's going to separate you. Yep. 80% is your goal as a player here.
Ellis goes 50% on that trip. Bounce pass to Dudu, head fake, kicks to the right corner. Spotting for 3, she flies into the air, and it's off the money by Bryant Osei. Racing to the other end is Marcus Walker. Down the lane he goes, crashes into a body, lost the handle, and out of bounds. It will stay with World Vision.
I like what the Warhawks are doing on offense. They're passing the ball. They're finding the open player. They're just not converting their shots right now.
That was a sweet dribble drive. Boy, Marcus Walker was like a blur heading into the lane and bouncing off his feet. He just couldn't finish. And that stoppage in play will bring us to a media timeout on the floor. Todd Benacki along with Nick Matos. We are bringing you the 7th place game of Session B, the final day of this long marathon that started, if you believe it, 6 days ago, my friend, and it's coming to an end quickly.
Time flies when you're having fun, and it has gone fast, and it has been just awesome here. Daryl Reshaw's done a great job of setting up the format here for these young players throughout the world to come here, and I think the goal for these young players, Todd, is to get a professional contract, and most likely it's going to be overseas. If they could get into the NBA D-League right away, that would be great. But most likely it's going to be a stepping stone. It's going to be to go to Europe, Australia, Canada, play over there, learn the games of the foreign teams, and then get an opportunity to come back and get signed for an NBA D-League team and make it to the NBA. I think everyone's goal here as a player is to become an NBA player.
We already heard good news yesterday. Brian Bridgeforth, who will play next, by the way, for Point Streak, may have found a contract with one team either in Japan or China, or multiple offers coming his way yesterday after a private workout. So he'll be on display here in just a moment, Nick, but that's already a great story coming out of this Global Summer League.
Well, coming into this year, over 600 players and coaches, referees, media people have gotten professional jobs due to this tournament here that Daryl Reshaw's put on.
And many, many more to come, hopefully. 38-31 with 2:10 to play before intermission.
World Vision Sport has re-entered big 7'3" Dave Foster. See if he can make himself felt on offense, his presence there.
Phil Lawrence Ricks is also checked in. Whip pass intended for Foster, held on the jersey by Dudu Kaye, who is given up about 5 inches to the tall man of David Foster, and that was an easy whistle by the officials.
Well, sometimes, Todd, it's a good foul, and I think that was a good foul. If Big Dave would have gotten the ball in there, it was probably a hammer slam with the right hand.
Dudu is 6'10". He looks like a munchkin in The Wizard of Oz compared to David Foster, doesn't he?
Oh, that's great, Todd.
Sweet
Bonacci.
dribble drive runner doesn't go for Ellis, and the one-and-done rebound comes to the DC Warhawks. Skip pass comes to the near side, collected by Andrew Farrar. His team trails by 7 with 1:45 to play as we approach halftime. Mike Malot's been quiet as of late. He weaves his way through traffic, pulls up from the free throw line, unloads, and that's off the money. One-and-done rebound. Lawrence Ricks snares it for World Vision.
Right now there's a lid on the basket for the Warhawks. They need to get it off.
Pull-up elbow jumper by Lawrence Ricks. Book it for World Vision. Off the dime by Marcus Wallace. That worked beautifully.
After that 20-point first period here, the Warhawks have only scored 11 points here with 1 minute left in the second period.
Mike Malott with 9 to shoot, puts it on the deck. Finds Dudu, gives it up to Farrar, left corner, uncoils the triple. It's a little strong, and the rebound to L.G. Gill from the University of Maryland.
It's hot here in Las Vegas, but Farrar is dead, ice cold.
Yeah, he needs to heat it up quickly. His team needs that offense, down 9. Marcus Walker shovels it away and finds Alvin Ellis off a high pick from Foster. Give it up back to Walker, sweet head fake, shuffles his feet to his left, uncoils the 19-footer, and yep, she goes down for Marcus Walker. With a little sidestep, worked beautifully, just froze the defender, didn't he? And then he hits the J.
Well, he liked his dance partner right there, used some footwork, got some open space, and buried it.
30 seconds to go before intermission, an 11-point bulge in favor of World Vision. Off-balance rainbow, nothing but air off the hand of Mike Malott. And out of the pack comes L.G. Gill, puts it on the deck, goes at Dudu, finds Walker up high to his buddy Lawrence Ricks. Game clock at 15, shot clock at 11, so about a 4-second differential. They can't hold for the final shot. Foster up high, he unloads from 18 feet, missed it short, rebound by Dudu. They've got to hurry. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Malott over the center line, right wing, and an ill-advised foul by Marcus Walker, who couldn't get out of the way of Mike Malott's deep triple. Big mistake.
A little wink of the eye by the player coach there, Mike Malott there, as he knew he wanted just to get the foul call. There was no way he was going to get that three-point attempt up. He was probably 30 feet from the basket, but felt the presence of the defender, leaned into him a little bit, a little eye blink as the referee calls the foul with 1/10 of a second left here in period number 2.
And Walker was a little brush foul. There wasn't much contact there, but just enough to get that whistle from the official.
3 free throws here. Coach Mike Malott can get these. His team will go into the halftime here with a little momentum.
He attended a high school in O'Fallon, Illinois, which is just across the river of St. Louis, and then went to Missouri S&T, which is well known for its great engineering program. So he's got a nice brain on his hands to boot with his sharp basketball skills, and he pulls his team as he hits all three free throws to within 8, 42-34, and that's the end. Nick Matos of a very entertaining opening half. Both teams battling for the Booby Prize this afternoon. They want the 7th place trophy. But, hey, it's all about some pride and respect, too. They came here to show their stuff. They don't want to leave winless. They want to get out of here with a victory.
Absolutely. Both these teams are heading on the road here. And there's nothing better than to win a game and head on the road. It's a, what do they call it, happy flight? Okay?
Happy flight,
yeah.
hashtag.
Yeah, it's important. It really is. And obviously one of these teams is going to go out of here with 3 straight losses, and it's going to be a whole different feeling there. So either way, both these teams have come here. They've given it 110%, and that's what I've enjoyed the most about the tournament. Talking to other people, they say, what are you noticing? And I say, nobody gives up here until the last 10th of a second ticks off on the game clock. Every player on the court knows that they're here to show why they want to be a professional athlete, and they give 110% in every aspect of the game, Todd. Defense, offense, we already mentioned they're out there cleaning the floor, picking up the cups at the end of the game.
Filling the Gatorade buckets, whatever it takes to help the sideline.
And to get somebody to notice you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Todd? And it's just great here. I've enjoyed it. The referees have been so good. They're working double duty. We've got the Las Vegas Summer League for the pros down the road here at the Mack Center. And they're going down there working here, then coming up here and working. And by golly, Todd, I'm going to tell you, Todd Bonacci out of Missouri, you're a fabulous play-by-play man. It's such a pleasure to work with you. Your vernacular is just great. I love it.
Doing a great job as well as our good buddy Sydney Carriel, and she's with the very laid-back head coach of the World Vision, and Damon Bethea.
Thanks, guys. Coach, before the game, you said to your players they need to play individually, they need to play better individually, which will lead to them playing better collectively. Have they done so far?
Yeah, I think we've done a great job at doing that, and guys are recognizing their roles and establishing what they need to establish on the basketball court. And right now, we're playing good basketball as far as not too many turnovers, and the fact that we're playing well defensively.
Do you think the chemistry has developed throughout the 3 days here global basketball?
Oh, yeah, it's coming along great. I mean, you know, anytime you can get put in a pressure situation as playing a game, that sometimes supersedes practice, but you always need good practice time, too. And so hopefully later on in this week we can get that practice time that we need to shore up a few things that you can't correct, you know, easily in the game.
What adjustments on both offense and defense will you guys make coming into the second half with the lead?
Well, defensively, we need to shore up our pick and roll defense right now and stay attached, especially on the sideline pick and rolls. And then on offensively, we got to continue to move the ball and look for that next pass because that guy is wide open.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach. Good luck the second half. Back to you guys.
Thanks a bunch, Sydney. We appreciate it, and an outstanding job with Coach Damon Bethea. And there aren't many coaches in this tournament, Nick, that have quite a lot of great minds on the sideline. World Vision has brought their A game not only with their athletes, but he's got 2-3 assistants to help him throughout the week. That's very rare out here.
Yeah, and I love the team concept that they have, Todd. I've noticed it before. Nobody on the team is worried about playing time.
Yeah.
They all just are so happy to be on the team, and that's very rare at this level of adult playing basketball. Most of these guys are very good players. We noticed that they've come out of Division I colleges, so they get on a team like this, and they have to be followers. You know, it's hard. You've got your leaders. Those are the coaching staff. So now you've got to learn to follow.
High major Division I schools as well, and when we talked about it throughout the day, places like Michigan State, Colorado State, University of Maryland, University of Tennessee, Utah University. I mean, these are not some smaller Division I's or some mid-majors. They've played with the big boys in the big-time Power 5 conferences, and boy, you try to put that together and find some great chemistry, and that's quite a chore. And you got to keep these guys loose and believing in each other, and they're so mature and such a team player that they've been able to do it extremely well throughout the week.
Yeah, their roster, the resume for their roster is the best in the tournament, there's no doubt. And it's a little surprising that they lost their first two games. They were very well-played battles. They were close. And that just shows you how good the athletes are here. The teams that beat them were put together and formed just a day before the tournament.
Day one draft. That's it. They were put together. Mike Malott leading the Warhawks with 11 points. They trail 42-34. He's nailed a couple of triples on the other side. Tremendous balance for Coach Bethea's World Vision team. He doesn't have anybody in double digits. He's played all 12 players, and 10 of those 12, Nick, have contributed at least a point on the scoreboard. That's the coach's dream. Quick inbound, and Mike Malott rockets a triple from the left perimeter. That spills away, one and done. Rebound comes to World Vision, trying to extend their lead early here in the third. They switch ends of the floor, and now working from our right to left is Marcus Walker. 9 to shoot. Off a screen is Alvin Ellis. Into the corner, gives it up high, and finds Lawrence Ricks. Touch pass underneath, head fake, shot goes up and down for LG Gill. And a sweet head fake. The defender bit, counted in the foul, a defensive foul against the Warhawks.
In this tournament, we're using NBA rules, so sometimes you'll see that called a foul before the shot, but this is NBA rules, so there's a continuation. He went ahead and threw the ball up off the glass and banked it in. It's going to go to the free throw line for and one.
LG Gill at the line. Sydney Carriel is on our sidelines.
Thanks, guys. Washington Warhawks number 3 Alonzo Miller told me at halftime that he needs his team to play tighter defense. He said we need to box out more because they're getting too many second chances off rebounds, and he also said we need to knock down our shots if we want to win this game. Guys?
So LG can't connect from the free throw line. The Warhawks have it, and a step back rainbow jumper from the baseline connected by Dion Romeo.
Right now the teams are exchanging points on offense. The 8-point lead has been solid here for the World Vision Sport team in the second half, excuse me.
Marcus Walker holds on the left arch. Off a screen, Ellis stops and pops. He unloads and hits from downtown.
27 feet right there. That was well beyond the three-point arc.
Guards like him like to catch in rhythm too. That was a sweet dime by Walker and an easy three squaring up and landed that time by Alvin Ellis. 47-36. The advantage grows again to double digits. Warhawks need some offense. Into the corner. That's Dion Romeo, and he fires and hits from downtown.
Romeo's starting to feel it a little bit. That's his second basket in a row down here. Warhawks need the outside shooting.
47-39. Marcus Walker on the dribble drive, right-handed lob underneath. Foster collects, can't hit the shot, got it back on a double team. Wheels underneath against Romeo, then gives it up to his teammate Lawrence Ricks. His running hook is off the money, and the rebound yanked away. And here comes the athletic left-handed scooping guard of Mike Malott. $100 move, 2-cent shot. He couldn't finish, but that was pretty sweet, huh?
That was sweet, real sweet. And down here on the other end, there's a slam, hammer slam there with 2 hands.
LG Gill on a reversal from the pass to the left to the right, and he collects and found an open lane and just galloped in and scored.
Yeah, great effort on offense last time down by Coach Mike Malott. Would have loved to seen that shot go in, Todd.
49-39. There's a whip to the block, collecting off the window. The shot doesn't go, but there is Mike Malott off the miss by Bryant Osei.
Got inside the offensive player there.
Gliding quickly to the other end, Alvin Ellis able to fire it off the window and down, and the foul. Well, the previous play for the Warhawks, the World Vision didn't do a good job boxing out. When you have a little guy like Mike Malott from the weak side that can grab a rebound and a stick back, somebody lost him, and he was able to weasel his way in. And then on the other side, boy, the athleticism of Alvin Ellis and the finish and one.
Well, on the defense of the World Vision Sport, when you've got big 7'3" Dave Foster in the game, sometimes you're going to be a little relaxed. You're figuring Dave's going to get all those rebounds, and the ball came off the other side, and just as you mentioned, not a good job blocking out.
So the end one connected by Alvin Ellis. And the Michigan State Spartan has put his team back to a healthy 52-41 advantage here from the Doolittle Center, live from Las Vegas, Nevada. On the right wing is Malott, finds Dudu, step back to 16, and over Foster, his shot a little too strong.
Big Dave making his presence felt there. Dudu had to alter his shot.
Marcus Walker saves the day on an errant pass, but the ball stolen away, and a reach-in foul at midcourt against Foster will thwart a run-out layup that would have been easy for Felix Clement and the D.C. Warhawks.
Good presence there by Big Dave. He reached his hand out. He knew that little man was going to run right by him, but reached his hand out, stopped the play dead cold. Again, that's one of those good fouls, if you want to call a foul a good one, Todd.
Otherwise, it's an easy deuce for the guys clad in black and white. 52-41, midway in the third. Championship game is coming up next. Greek Connect and Linos Gabriel against Point Streak and Darrell Armstrong from the Dallas Mavericks, their head coach. Sweet right-handed runner, and a little kiss off the glass goes down by Andrew Farrar for the Warhawks. He's got game. He can score in a lot of ways and a lot of different angles. He's shown that all week. Andrew Farrar. Sweet dribble drive to the glass. Phil Lawrence Ricks capitalizes, cashes in, and the foul.
Warhawks are going to need to do a much better job of forming a wall of defense right there. He got right by his defender. There was nobody there to help out, Todd. That cannot happen, especially with this long, lengthy World Vision Sport team.
So Robert Sampson at 6'8" will head to the stripe. Attended Georgia Tech University. He was a Yellow Jacket and graduated in 2015. The son of the great Ralph Sampson with an and one opportunity. 55-43, slowly inching away as his World Vision team.
Critical series here for the Warhawks. They need to keep their offensive production.
Mike Malott bounces to the baseline. Farrar gives it up to Dudu. Finds Andrew back in the corner. Slide steps to his left. Uncorks the long-distance jumper. Off the money. Foster grabs the rebound. Putting it in motion is Ellis. Lobs to Sampson. Shot rejected by Dudu. But he got a piece of the body. And back to the line goes World Vision and Phil Lawrence Ricks.
Good job by Dudu Gaye there. Don't allow any easy baskets. We don't see many easy baskets in the tournament. And again, everybody gives 110%, and Dudu swatted it away, got the foul called down low on the body.
Boy, we talk about the front court for Damian Bethea. We've already seen the long arm of the law of the 7'3" David Foster, Travian Leonard. He's about to send in another huge body in Dominic Woodson. If they don't have the length with their front court, they have a lot of size and bulk. And boy, when you have that sort of arsenal, you're tough to beat. Now, World Vision had some trouble early in this tournament, and I think they're going to figure it out and make a splash once they head to China. When you look at what they have to offer, especially with that big, strong front court, they're going to be a tough chore for a lot of teams there in the Orient.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And interestingly, this is why this team, Todd, is so happy to be on a team. Everybody in the first period, in the first half of the game scored, except for two guys, 7'3" Dave Foster, who missed 3 shots, and Robert Sampson. You know those guys are going to get some baskets. Big Dave's going to get a basket before the game's
Sampson's
over.
already scored,
Yeah.
so all it takes is Big Foster to finish the roster.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that everybody's happy. They're happy with their roles. And I think that's so important at this level of adult basketball because these guys are all great players and everybody wants to play. But when you feel satisfied to be on a team and you're happy to be on the team, a lot of props to the coaches there for the World Vision Sport. They've said the right things and done the right things, allowed the players to grow as individuals and as their team. So well done there to Coach Bethea.
Phil Lawrence Ricks is at the line from Marist College. I think he's the only guy who has a hyphenated last name in the tournament.
Well, we've got our Kelsey Wright Johnson. There's no hyphen in between it, but she's got the double name there going here.
Phil hits the back end free throw, and his team lead grows to 13. This was an 8-point game at halftime. It's now a 13-point advantage for the team known as World Vision.
Coach Mike Malot's here trying to set up the offense. He needs to get his offense going too. He's their leading scorer.
Gaillet gallops down the lane, out of control, bumps into Sampson, lost the handle out of bounds, and I think the official did a good thing not to blow a foul on that play.
Dudu might need to get a brake change there. It looked like he's either
It slipped a bit, didn't it?
he's either losing fluid or needs to get those shoes.
He's get the oil changed?
changed. Yeah. He lost something there.
Call Jiffy Lube. I'm sure there's one in Las Vegas, and we'll take care of Dudu Gaillet's wheels.
Yeah, he's a great kid. I really enjoy him there. Came off the court there after that last foul call on the break there and was shaking his head. He thought he got all ball there. The players here all have such great attitudes, Todd. We've had the opportunity to meet them in between the games, and everybody here is just complete gentlemen. They all have an idea why they're here, and they're professionals. They're going to be.
He's part of the international flavor. Of course, there are a lot of Canadians here. There are 2 teams from Canada. There's one from Nigeria, and then he's from Senegal. Open triple by Sampson. Book it. Robert Sampson at the top of the key connects.
Right on cue, Todd. Didn't score in the first half, so already got 5 in the second.
So he's flexing his muscle, and so is his team. They're out to a 16-point bulge here from the Doolittle Center. Felix Clement bounces deep in the block to Dudu, backing down against the big Dominic Woodson. Nothing there, and flips it back high to Mike Malott. 3 to shoot. He's got to hurry. Lob pass to the foul line. The shot clock ticking down to 1, and they won't get it away.
Unfortunate, though. Felix Clement went ahead and buried the shot. Coach Mike Malott needed to have a much better clock awareness there. When he had the basketball, he needed to shoot it himself. So
good point.
Really critical point right here in the game, Todd. There's 5 minutes left here in the third period. They're down by 16 points. They really need to keep the game tight right now. So their defense needs to tighten up, and they need to find some offensive production.
Stephon Branch, Wally Ellenson, and Rashad Pack have all checked in for Coach Bethea's World Vision bunch. They're up 16, so another fresh set of bodies into the mix. Under 5 to play, clock ticking away third quarter. Dominic Woodson collects in the post, wheels across the lane, lost the handle. Loose ball comes to Sampson. The shot swatted away and out of the pack, the athletic Mike Malott. Up and under as he attacked against Ellenson. Knew he didn't have a chance to score with Wally surging over his shoulder, but he was hammered hard. Heads to the deck, and he'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2.
That was predicated by the defensive tenacity of Dudu Gaillet down there, working really hard on the defensive boards. Well done, Dudu.
They need that. They need stops if they're going to make a run in this game. The Warhawks haven't won a game, and neither has World Vision yet. This is to avoid last place in the tournament, this contest. Mike Malott able to hit his foul shots, and his team is pulled to within 14. 59-45, 4.5 to go, quarter number 3.
Critical defensive stand here for the Warhawks. They need to stop.
Ellenson puts it on the deck, bounces it away, and finds Sampson. Gives it up to Woodson. Thinks about the long shot twice, missed it, got it back on the long carom, then rockets a pass to the wing. 3-ball launched into the air is an air ball, and it will go out of bounds. Lastly touched by Rashad Pack and World Vision.
I think the Warhawks would allow Woodson to have that 17-foot
Every
shot
time.
all day long.
Yeah. Well, you'd like to see a little head fake from him and then put it on the deck and attack, don't
Well,
you?
the defensive strategy was good. They backed
Sure.
off of him, said, hey, take it if you want it.
They plugged the middle and made sure he didn't attack on the dribble drive. Alonzo Miller into the lane. He spins around Stephon Branch, draws a contact, and he'll go to the line.
Good job here by the Warhawks, really putting the pressure on the defense here of the World Vision Sport, attacking the basket. Possibly they can get back into this game, go to the free throw line, go to the charity stripe, drop some balls in there.
No doubt the clock has got to be in their favor, and the only way to do that is making sure that they get a lot of stops and get chances. If this game turns into a track meet, they're going to get blown out of the gym.
Well, you mentioned earlier they only have 8 players on their bench, okay, and they're going to get worn down. The World Vision Sport team comes at you in waves. They're 12 deep, and everybody plays.
Second chance, opportunity off the miss, and Mike Malott sporting the sweet stroke from way downtown.
Really needed that shot for the team. Well done, Coach.
Dominic Woodson gets around Dudu off the window with the reverse layup, and that goes down for the big guy.
The big train went through the station, came out through the back door there, and laid it in off the glass.
Tennessee Volunteer able to connect with a nice move and great footwork at 6'10", Dominic Woodson. 61-49. Mike Malott with a pull-up three, blocked away by Stephon Branch, shuffles it away, galloping up and scoring with the finger roll easily is Rashad Pack.
Stephon Branch just into the ball game. Stephon Branch just into the ball game. Makes his defensive presence felt.
Galloping down the lane, Alonzo Miller, he had a wide open path to the bucket, and he didn't disappoint with an easy finger roll layup. It's 63-51. 2.5 to play late in the third. Branch off a screen, finds some spacing. His 17-footer bounces all over the iron and pops away. Alonzo Miller countering, hook pass underneath, gliding in, and Brian Osei with his athleticism awarded with a couple of foul shots as he missed the runner.
I like that, Todd. He attacked the basket. Osei went in there. 2 defenders. He still got the ball up and off the glass. Had an opportunity to get the ball in, but it spilled off. Again, this is critical time here. They've already cut the lead to 12. 2:39 left in the period. They're doing just what they need to do, hanging around.
And despite being a little gassed perhaps and a short bench, that was a nice fast break by the Warhawks looking to run.
You can't get the prom queen if you can't get it to the end of the dance here. And here they're wanting to take home the prom queen and have that happy flight wherever they're going to go here. Both teams going to have a long flight after this, and a victory would just be just the tonic that the doctor ordered.
You love the dance analogy, and it's exactly right. The key about dancing is always leave with the girl that you brought. Then you're in good shape.
I don't know about that. That's good.
Woodson finishes on the stick back, and it steadies the ship for World Vision. They're back to a healthy 12-point advantage with 2:12 to go. He's another strong body, and if he collects in the right spot down underneath, he's tough to stop to the goal. Brian Osei with a right-handed runner, and he counters for the Washington, D.C. Warhawks.
Impressed with the 6'5" Osei. Goes up really powerfully. Well-built man.
Brian Osei from Syracuse University was on their practice squad and he graduated in 2012. Woodson pulls up from the baseline, and he buries the 18-foot J.
Beautiful touch there by Woodson. Nice backspin on it.
Tough shot. That's a tough angle for a big guy, and yet he had a tremendous release. And now a big swat by Woodson off a dribble drive by the Warhawks. On the break, Ellenson rising above the rim, missing the jam, but he'll head to the line. Challenged by Dudu Gaye.
Pretty little transition game right there. They get the block shot. They come down the court. Ellenson's going to go for the hammer slam with the left hand. Got the ball out real early. But just like we mentioned, nobody's getting any easy baskets here, and the Warhawks contend on it. Dudu Gaye comes in there and says, "You're not so fast, my man."
We've seen Wally Ellenson more or less shoot from distance. He's a three-point type of specialist. That was fun to see a guy like him in the open floor. And, boy, he's got a lot of ups. He elevated quickly when that left hand, he got above the rim. He was going to make some thunder.
I like watching him play there. He's out of Marquette University and just a well-rounded player. All the players here, I just can't say this enough. There's no bad players here. Every player is a special player. And it's just so fun to be here in person and watch this. And I hope it comes off for our viewers that are getting to watch this on our television feed here, because you just don't see this quality of athlete anywhere other than the NBA. And that's what we've got here, a showcase of NBA wannabes, professional players that want to get paid for what they're doing and what they love. And same as us, Todd Bonacki. We're here doing what we really love to do, call sports, watch sports, and boy, it's just so fun, you know. And
it's a shame in 6 hours it'll be all over.
Well,
you have to
not
enjoy
for
it.
you, Todd Bonacki, because
not
I'm
for
going to
you
tell
either.
you,
We've had a lot of good times.
Well, you're too gracious. Thank you so much. But I can tell you this: it's just fun to work with these professionals we have here in this media group, and Nick Anastas, we got Matt Fowler. This has just been great here. I've learned a lot from you guys, and I'm so happy that I've made the trip here to Las Vegas, Nevada. We're in the Doolittle Community Center here for the Global Basketball Summer League.
And check out globalbasketball.com. All of these games are archived on their YouTube channel, and you can watch at your own leisure in a couple of days. We hope you enjoy. The left-handed Wally Ellenson buries his first foul shot. He has another chance. His team is ahead by 13 points. The back end is just as strong, and it's a 14-point bulge now for World Vision.
1 minute and 30 seconds here for the Warhawks to try to whittle this down to a single-digit lead going into period number 4.
Mike Malott finds his teammate in the left corner in Osei. Back to their team captain, Malott. Give it up to Osei on the dribble drive. Lost the handle. Back to Malott with 5 to shoot in the corner. Forces up the rainbow jumper. Nothing but air. Woodson snares the rebound. Outlets ahead to Rashad Pack. Stops on a dime and lands the easy layup.
No change left over after he stopped on that dime. And I love the 2-foot jump stop. You don't see that enough in basketball. That's a great teaching point right there.
You leave Las Vegas, you usually have some change in your pocket. That's about it. Stephon Branch underneath finds the open Pack, and here comes World Vision. They're starting to force their foot on the accelerator and pull away. 73-55.
It's hot outside, but you're hotter in here, Todd Bonacki.
18-point advantage for the World Vision team. Championship game straight ahead. Stay with us. Greek Connect against Darrell Armstrong-led Point Streak. Should be one heck of a battle. Ghafouri is just checked in. He finds his teammate in the corner, and at the shot clock buzzer, the shot off the money. Out of the pack, World Vision. Dominic Woodson galloping left of the lane, attacks the goal against the way undersized Tariq Ghafouri. Book it for Woodson. Send him to the charity line.
Yeah, poor decision right there by Tariq. It was a 4-on-1. If you're going to make that foul, you need to do it well out in front. He needed to go out in front and try to get the foul and stop the play. In the NBA, that's going to be an and one here each time, and the big train was going to the station, and there was no stopping.
No, that freight train was downhill, and it was only one way to go. Dominic Woodson heads to the line.
And now the lead is up to 20 points, just like that.
It was an 8-point game at halftime. Free throw, bullseye. 76-55, the score grows in favor of World Vision as we approach the end of the third. Mike Malott approaches midcourt with 6 on the game clock. Got to hurry. 25 feet away, off the crossover dribble, down the lane, up and under from the elbow is an air ball, and that's the end of an exciting third quarter for World Vision. And boy, they really have grabbed this game by the horns. And up by 21 points, I think Damon Bethea has got to be very satisfied with the way his team has played this afternoon.
They come at you in waves, okay, and they're very, very solid team. This is a team that's going to go to China. I'd be surprised if there's many teams in China, if they're made of the foreign team there, that are going to contend with this team. And right now the Warhawks is going to period number 4 with their small bench. This is going to be a real uphill battle for them, but their goal is to right away, right at the beginning of the 4th period, give themselves an opportunity to get back in the game, come out with some intensity right in the first couple of minutes, see if they can get into that lead, cut it down. It's 20 points right now. If it's any worse than that, it's going to be done. Finished. They're going to be finished.
They have to be sharp, don't you think? And
Right
it's
off
got
the
to
bat.
start with Mike Malott. If he doesn't start hitting some triples, they're in a world of trouble. You know, they just have too short of a bench, and they just don't have enough of those bullets in the holster.
Yeah, you look over at the bench right now, and Coach is there and there doing some coaching, taking a breather here. You know, they're a good group of guys here, but they're just undermanned. And like we mentioned, it's the first tournament of their tour, so they really haven't gotten their sea legs together, and they're going to get better. I guess, Todd, two of their players have not made the trip. They're a little bit undermanned there, obviously. So they're giving 100% effort, and I know they're going to do that until the last tick of the clock here. And the other side of it, World Vision is going to go to China Friday night. This will be a great booster for them, morale booster. They leave here. They had lost their first 2 games, and they were very competitive games. But they get this, Todd, and they get going, and they're going to feel happy on their trip to China.
I hope they love Chinese food, because they're going to have 17 days of Kung Pao chicken and mushi pork and whatever else. They better enjoy Chinese food.
Well, they're going to have to eat often. You know what we say, that Chinese food doesn't stick with you too long. So these are big guys, okay? So well done, Todd.
76-55. Let's go to the fourth quarter. It is still morning, and we haven't hit 11 o'clock here on the West Coast. 7th place game with Nick Matos. Off to my right, I'm Todd Benacki, our great crew on the webcast. Lob down low. We haven't seen much of Travion Leonard for World Vision. He lost the handle. It comes away to his buddy Branch. Hangs from the baseline, gives it up to a cutter, and Thomas's right-handed hook is left off the front of the rim, and the battle for the loose ball will be poked out of bounds. It will stay with World Vision.
Woodson and Leonard here for the World Vision team are 6'10", and they're both pushing near 3 bills.
Wally Ellenson looks to trigger it in. Finds Alvin Ellis. Bounce pass comes away to the block to Travion Leonard. Backing down against Romeo. Takes him to the rack, and we're going to holding foul called against Dion Romeo.
That was like a cement truck backing up right there. Romeo did the best job he could of holding big Leonard out of there, but Travion just too big and strong. Backed his way in there, threw up a little jump hook. Basket didn't go, but he's at the foul stripe.
He started at Fordham University to Travion Leonard. Transferred to Berry College. So went down as far as competition level after starting his college career at the Division I. Another chance for Travion Leonard. It's off the money, but there's his buddy in the athletic Stephon Branch. Boy, he's just like a weasel, isn't he, at times? And finds his way through, able to grab those little rebounds. He's got a nose for the basketball.
He makes his presence felt on the court whenever he's on it.
Right-handed jumper from the right arc is off the money by Alonzo Miller for the Warhawks. 21-point advantage. Ellenson from the right corner uncorks a triple, but his heel was on the line, and a mistake against World Vision.
Yeah, we've seen that several times throughout the
court
tournament
presence.
here. Yeah, it's important. You know,
there's not much room. These guys have size 14, 15 high top tennis shoes, Nick, and when you collect deep in the corner, there just isn't much room before you hit that sideline.
I'm amazed, Todd, how many times we've seen that called in the tournament.
You see it a lot at the National Basketball Association as well, NBA games. A lot of those turnovers with the heels on the line. Left-handed triple by Felix Clement for the Warhawks is away. Loose ball squirts away back to the DC Hawks. Ball lost, though, by Bryant Osei, and out of the pack comes the athletic Stephon Branch from West Georgia University. Puts it in motion, attacks the rack. His shot doesn't go. The stick back, though, by his buddy Kevin Thomas. That one is off the money. And more free throws for World Vision.
I think the Warhawks' fear is coming true right now. They just cannot handle the boards on offensive side or the defensive side, and World Vision Sports controlling all the boards right now, and it's demoralizing when you're giving the team 2 and 3 shots every time down. It's just not a formula for success.
The Warhawks have only scored 21 points in the second half. They had 34 total at halftime.
And I believe they had 20 after the first period.
Correct.
So a great job here by the World Vision Sport team to really clamp down on defense.
Kevin Thomas spills down the free throw. The next for the Troy University graduate is up and down. The left-hander at 6'8", Kevin Thomas, rewarded with the offensive rebound and a couple of free throws. It's 80-55. It's turned into a rout from the Doolittle Center. Felix Clement harassed by Stephon Branch in front of us, and that forces an 8 count. And a turnover with an 8-second violation in the backcourt.
There's a perfect example of what we've been talking about. They're up by 25 points, and they're still playing as hard as they can here. 8:27 left in the game.
Branch finds the cement truck, and Travion Leonard backing down against Dion Romeo again, and that time the footwork cost him. He lost the handle, and it goes away back to the DC Hawks.
Well, like I've said many times, he had the dance partner he wanted, but like you mentioned, his footwork was not good there.
His team is still up 80-55. Clement finds a lane, attacks against Leonard, switches to the left hand with the runner, and the little bumping foul against the flat-footed Travion Leonard will cost him.
Interesting matchup right there. 5'10", Miller goes into the paint there. Excuse me, 5'5". Yeah, Clement goes into the paint and challenges the 6'10" player right there.
So he's a foot taller than him, and still he had the guts, the moxie to go into the lane.
No fear. The free throw line's going to be important here. They need to make all these charity attempts.
And he does. He listens to you, just like your kids do every day, huh? Your three girls?
Well, it's pretty quiet in here right now, I got to mention. Yeah.
They listen to dear old dad and every word you got to say. Stephon Branch off the dribble to the left side, pulls up from 18. It's off the money. Long carom comes right back to Branch. This time he puts it on the deck, surges to the window, and missed the shot long.
Great
But
athleticism there, too, Todd. Did you see how he was able to contort his body to get the shot up? Just that's athleticism.
Tremendous agility shown all week. And Stephon Branch, who's come off the bench for Coach Bethea's World Vision team, is back at the line. He can do it all. We saw great defense in front of us a second ago. He's got tremendous court awareness and great athleticism to get to the line, too.
The elevation sensation here in this whole tournament's been unbelievable. These guys elevate and they just hang in the air. They can do things that normal athletes just can't do.
Like a David Copperfield type here. Is David Copperfield still in Vegas, the great magician?
He is, okay? But unfortunately, his shows are very, very expensive, okay, to get into. I looked into it.
He used to make ladies levitate for a long time and hang in the air. David Copperfield, 83-57. Andrew Farrar spun off a defender, rockets the triple. That's awry. And the rebound comes away to World Vision. Ahead by 26 points in the 7th place game. As Rashad Pack leans in, creates a little space, and then lands the mini jumper in the paint.
See if the Warheads can get something going here. Last 7 minutes and 20 seconds of the game. Coach Malot's on the bench right now, and he's absolutely their best player. They're going to need him to get back out there, Todd, and give him a little offensive boost right now. A wave of players coming in here for the World Vision Sport team.
What an advantage. Wholesale substitution. As 4 new players, or 5 new players have just come in for World Vision. So 5 in, 5 out.
I like the way Coach Bethea stirs the pot over there. Always gets new ingredients into the game, keeps everybody fresh.
He's a wizard is what you're saying, huh? Stirring the pot.
Either that or a chef, okay, a real good chef.
Left-handed jump hook is off the money by Dominic Woodson. One and done rebound. Here come the Washington Warhawks. Trailing big, 85-57 with 7 minutes to play. Spot-up jumper into the air by Bryant Osei. That was unchallenged, and still he missed it well short. Cross-court outlet comes to Alvin Ellis, and his 3-ball is a little off the target. Trying to save it in bounds over his shoulder, though, was the athletic Dominic Woodson. That was pretty neat to watch, huh?
Big cement
Great
truck
hustle.
was heading out of bounds, tried to unload his load there. He was going out of bounds. Good hustle, yeah. 6'10". He's got to be pushing 300 pounds.
Usually cement trucks, when they back up, we hear that beep, you know, the constant annoying beep. We didn't hear it that time as he headed out of bounds.
Oh, Todd Bonacki, it's such fun working with you, Todd.
85-57. Wheeling into the lane is Felix Clement. Shovels away to his buddy. The right-handed runner doesn't fall for Romeo, and we'll get a loose ball foul.
I think we're going to get it goaltending there.
Okay.
He reached up there and slapped the backboard there and really shook the whole backboard. Affected the shot, no doubt.
So another wasted possession for the DC Warhawks. They can't afford that. 85-59. World Vision cruising here in the second half after an 8-point bulge at intermission. They've really asserted themselves. There goes Marcus Walker just whizzing by his defender and finishing with a right hand.
Yeah, no defense there, no help there as he got around his Felix Clement out in front.
There's a sweet dribble drive by Miller, a shovel pass intended for his buddy Dion Romeo, and an offensive foul against Alonzo Miller. as he collided with a body, and the World Vision bench you heard off to our left, Roses won. They love it when guys take charges, even up by nearly 30 points. They're still keeping their head into the game.
Yeah, I'm looking over here at the Warhawks. They're not giving up. Their coach Malot's up. He's talking to the fellas as they come in. Little confusion here right now, Todd, of what's going on. Is it a media timeout or?
Somebody burned a timeout. We take 2 media timeouts under the 6 and under the 3-minute marks of each quarter. Well, maybe nobody called timeout, so that's what they're doing. In 7 seconds, we'll have a media timeout if there's a stoppage. So Marcus Walker and company will try to add to their impressive lead, 87-59. Working up high, Robert Sampson. Dribble handoff back to his buddy Marcus Walker. To another Beard. A pull-up 17-footer doesn't go for Dominic Woodson. And the rebound into the corner yanked down by Bryant Osei for the Warhawks. Here they come with Alonzo Miller. Deals to Farrar off a screen. Right back to his teammate. 2-man game from the left side. Farrar bounces off his feet. And that little awkward jumper goes down from the elbow for Andrew Farrar.
Nice ball movement right there. And Farrar's second shot he's made off of one leg.
Phil Lawrence Ricks is checked back in for World Vision. Deals to Woodson. He wheels through a double team. Missed it. Offensive stick back. Book it for Robert Sampson.
Sampson just flew in there at 6'8". He was amongst everybody, the highest jumper there.
Boy, Dominic Woodson, though, draws a crowd, and that's the reason why a guy like Sampson can kind of whittle his way in the backside for a rebound stick back. Here's an open elbow jumper, and that goes for Dion Romeo.
I like to refer to Woodson as a space eater, okay? He gets in there and he takes up a lot of space.
Charles Barkley used to be a space eater. Now he just eats. He's put on a couple 100 pounds ever since his playing days.
Sir Charles is quite a character. One of my favorite NBA analysts, and just enjoy him a lot. Nice finger roll. Beautiful finger roll there by Romeo.
Makes it 89-65. Under 5 minutes to go, 7th place game. We still have 3 more contests left on this Getaway Wednesday, the final day of the Global Basketball Summer League here in sizzling Las Vegas. Down the lane, the little finger roll goes down, and Alvin Ellis, who started today for Coach Bethea, pours in 2 more points. Countering with a speed dribble is Felix Clement. He collides with Marcus Walker, and we'll get a blocking foul against the Kansas City, Missouri native, and the starting point guard today for World Vision in Walker.
Clement comes down the court there, and he knows he's going to get some contact. He throws the ball up here. The NBA has the continuation play. Goes to the foul line here. He's got 2 shots. He's a real special player. I really like watching him. He's very athletic. 5'10", just plays much taller than his size. We saw him slam dunk a ball in the game yesterday, Todd. Went up there with 2 hands at 5'10" and just had no problem getting up over that rim. So just an outstanding athlete, and amongst many outstanding athletes, I just am in awe of these young players. And they're all in between about 22, 23 years old. And
there are a few 30-plus,
yes,
but it's very rare to see them out here.
Well, what are your thoughts, Nick, about the championship coming up? We have Point Streak and Coach Darrell Armstrong's crew. A guy like Adonis Filer, who was our player of the game. We had him on camera after their big win yesterday. He's certainly a difference maker. They'll get their big guy, 6'10", Brian Bridgeforth. What a presence down low. He can do so much with his athletic body. They really look good. And then you have the more defensive-minded Greek Connect bunch led by head coach Linos Gavriel with stars like Cameron Vines, Stephen Powell, Brighton Hobbs, Anthony Estes. They have a very deep bench as well. Should be a great game.
On paper, it looks like a great matchup, and I think what's going to be the difference is the defensive presence of both teams. And you mentioned the Point Streak there. They have a long team, a lot of great athletes, and I would probably, and I don't know if I'm doing the game, so I better not say, but I'd probably make the Point Streak a slight favorite in that game. I like Adonis Filer, their point guard. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, point guard in the tournament.
And maybe Brian Bridgeforth, the best player in this tournament. And he didn't play yesterday. He will suit it up in just moments as we get ready for the championship game. 91-65 here in the 7th place battle.
World Vision with an impressive lead. They also have the possession, and we get a whistle and a blocking foul away from the ball, down low. Marcus Walker will trigger it in.
Coach Mike Malot's inserted himself back in the game here in the last 3:52, and I think that's a good substitution. See if he can't get his offense going here a little bit. He's their leading scorer throughout the games.
Walker gives it up to Woodson, lobs underneath. The right-handed floater is off the target by Phil Lawrence Ricks. And here come the Warhawks. 65 points on the board. Yesterday they scored 71 in a big loss to Windsor Express out of Canada, 96-71. They were demolished here from Las Vegas. Dudu Gaye, who's been a fun player over the last 6 days, shows a nice move underneath and a finish for 2 more.
Little mano on mano right there. Dudu went to work and scored.
A bullet pass down the lane, and from Woodson to Sampson. Robert Sampson with a sweet finish from the right side.
World Vision Sport real relaxed right now, playing very well.
3 minutes to go in the game, and Dudu working on Sampson. Whip pass on a skip to the near side, and a rainbow three is up and down.
Beautiful.
Ryan Osei.
Yeah, beautiful pass by Dudu. Went cross court that to the corner pocket. The 3 balls up and in.
Nice skip pass, too. Reversed it totally and found the open man. At times, this Warhawks team looks really strong. Consistency, though, with a short bench has been another issue. Backing down his defender, Woodson goes to the left-handed jump hook. That scurries away from the rim. It's out of bounds, and the ball will go. Well, we had a foul called, and we have a timeout on the floor. 2:32 to go in the contest. Sydney Carriel is camped out on the baseline with this update.
Thanks, guys. Before the game, if you remember me saying that, Coach Damon Bethea told his players their strength is strength in numbers, and you can really tell so far in the game. They have 12 players altogether, whereas the Washington Warhawks only have 8. The Warhawks can tell are getting tired out there, but in the huddle, they are still have a lot of fight in them. They're still trying to work really hard and keep pushing the ball, although they only have 3 subs compared to the 6 that World Vision has. Now we'll take it back to you guys at the desk.
Awesome job, Sydney. Damian Leonard scores for the World Vision team and puts them up 95-70. They have been in command throughout the second half after the Warhawks gave them a run for the first 20 minutes. The second has been totally dominated by Damian Bethea's World Vision team.
This is the 3rd game in 3 days here for the Warhawks, and I think they're getting worn down a little bit right here. At the end of the game, I can see their NBA energy's not here right now. And again, this is their first tournament and their start of their tour, and I think they're probably feeling it a little bit right now. 2 minutes left in game 3 of the 3-day tournament for them, and obviously we talked about their bench is real light, 8 players. World Vision Sport, each guy that comes in, Todd's really energetic on their team.
Kevin Thomas makes the first, misses the second. It's out of bounds. Wouldn't you have liked to seen the Warhawks have an expanded roster somehow? Maybe if they could have added 4 more really good athletes, they could have been a whole lot more competitive.
Absolutely, and I mentioned I think their coach Mike Malott had said a couple of players couldn't make the trip.
Yeah. 1,000+ miles, 1,500 miles or so across the country.
Well, Dudu Gaye stepped up, and that was nice of him to give them some help.
Marcus Walker with a lob to the baseline, and his teammate able to finish in Phil Lawrence Ricks with 2 more in his side pocket. 98-70, World Vision 2 points away from triple digits. Well, the thermometer has registered triple digits ever since we have been here the last week.
Right on cue, Mike Malott buries a point, a 15-footer from the elbow.
He's another strong-looking player, and the head coach attended Missouri S&T, a Division II school in Rolla, Missouri, Central Missouri. We get a loose ball foul, and the ball will go back to the Washington Warhawks. 98-72, a minute 24 still to go. We have another full timeout on the floor. So Greek Connect and Point Streak are straight ahead. Then French Pro-Am, guided by head coach Manu Schmidt, who's been with us throughout Session A and B, will take on Mike Leslie and the Canada Stars. He also has coached in both sessions. And then Finnish Select and Mikko Larkis, who's their head man, will take on Windsor Express, and that'll be for 5th place at about 3:30 West Coast time later on this Wednesday afternoon. Windsor Express, Scott Newman is the assistant coach for Windsor Express when they play every day in the NBL of Canada League. He's come down. His boss has been watching him. The head coach of the Windsor Express has been in the stands. And Scott Newman, who's been another joy to watch and be around, a really first-class coach, will battle Finnish Select and Mikko Larkus. So a lot of international flavor, as we just described, with what's left today.
All those coaches you just mentioned have such a great pedigree here. The players come here, and they're getting the very best coaches from around the world. On the other end of it, Point Street had Daryl Armstrong from the Dallas Mavericks was working with them, Lewis Lofton, Ricky George, just a plethora of great coaches in this tournament.
98-72, well said. And you hope these guys are paying attention and listening to all the great instruction that they've had throughout the week. What a gold mine for them with the wealth of knowledge from all of those great minds, huh?
Well said. I like that. Gold mine.
Gold mine. Unfortunately, the casinos don't have much of a gold mine for me these days.
Well, but they certainly have a gold mine here, that's for sure. Everybody's giving them money.
98-72, Dudu with a ball fake into the lane, poked away from behind, got it back. Gives it up on a swing pass to the wing, and in the corner, Tariq Ghafouri with a step-back triple. That goes nothing but net.
Well, that's just what the doctor ordered for Tariq. He needed a nice basket. He had a couple of nice threes yesterday, so what good for him.
World Vision 2 points away from triple digits. If they hit 100, we all get gold bars, don't we?
Only 2 teams have made 100 here so far in the tournament.
Wraparound layup, no. Stick back, yes.
There's
and
our gold bar.
Travion Leonard gives us all gold bars. Daryl Reshaw promised gold to everybody if we get 100 points. Deep three, right wing. Book it for Marcus
Mike
Walker.
Malott. Mike Malott with the long three-pointer right there. Coach has got a smile on his face here, too. He's loving it.
100-78, 15 seconds to go. Walker attacks against Ghafouri, no. Stick back, yes. And Travion Leonard will finish out the scoring for World Vision. 102-point effort on an early alarm clock morning, and they'll take home 7th place of Global Basketball Summer League. Loose ball rebound to World Vision, outlet ahead, they'll dribble it out, and a good effort today by Damian Bethea's bunch. They look strong after an early tip, and they've come out with a mission, and now they'll get on that long 11-hour airplane out west to the People's Republic of China, and they'll be a happy flight for them.
Oh, it's so important, Todd. You know as well as I do, when you're on a team and you win, everybody forgets about the last 2 losses. They're finished. They don't even care about that. Now we're going to go ahead and head to China and get ready for that Chinese food that you talked about. We might have to eat a little bit more often, but well done by the World Vision Sport team. And I want to give all the props in the world to the Washington Warhawks. They came here a little bit undermanned, but they fought and battled all the way till the end of the game. Coach Mike Malott's team, just the beginning of their tour. They're going to be on their way to, and I'm sure they're going to get some of their troops back, and their Warhawks are going to be ready to go to war.
For World Vision, so many weapons, and you saw Coach Bethea was working in a lot of different combinations, especially today more than anything. This is only the 3rd game they've played together as one unit. They have so many great cogs, though, in that engine, and he's starting to figure out some good combinations, and I think this has been a valuable week for them.
Yeah, well done, and well done by you, Todd Bonak. Yeah, it's just I can't mention to you enough. It's how fun it has been to meet you and to work with you and Nick Anastas here. This has been so rewarding for Nick Mattis, I can tell you that.
So coming up next is the championship with Greek Connect versus Point Streak. That will tip off in about 22 minutes from now at 11:30. But before we sign off, Dominic Woodson, traveling from the Volunteer State. He's part of World Vision's club throughout the week, and he has volunteered to stay with our own Sydney Carriel for this post-game update. Sydney.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Dominic Woodson. You had a great game yesterday. You shot 100% from the field. What was your mentality coming into this game?
I was just trying to keep the same efforts up from yesterday and just keep playing hard and get my teammates involved because, once you get your teammates involved, everything else comes as itself. So just trying to keep the same effort up mainly.
How do you think the chemistry has evolved the last 3 games in this tournament?
Well as being one of the main leaders on the team, I could tell from the first day to the 3rd day that we've gotten way better with moving the ball and everybody's getting their shots off and everybody's starting to get used to each other. So I think over time we'll get better.
What's next for you guys?
Got 2 hard practices tomorrow and Friday, and then we're on a red eye to China that same night. So it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be some good competition in China when we get up there, too.
Describe what it's like going to compete in a different country and a different environment there.
I was actually in China like a month ago, so I got a little bit of experience of it. But it's different, you know, the living environment, the living situation, just the atmosphere of China is different. But I love it. The basketball over there is good.
For the new guys on the team who may not have ever been to China or out of the country, how do you help them adapt to a situation like this?
You just get used to it over time. I mean, it's going to take a few days to get used to the time change and the eating and stuff. But I think once you get over there and get settled in and start getting a couple practice under your belt, everything will come together.
Well, thank you, Dominic. Good luck in your next tournament. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a bunch, Sydney. Boy, Dominic Woodson, so well-spoken, Nick Mastis. That's part of this experience. So many times you see athletes, you don't get to hear them speak. You don't get to hear them express themselves vocally. You certainly do get to hear them physically and express themselves on the court. But these young men are so well-spoken, too, and they really love a chance like that, a post-game interview, to get on camera and share a little bit about their game.
Yeah, I think it's great. We've done a great job here. Our sideline reporters have done a good job of giving these guys an opportunity. Usually when a big train comes, you just hear that, woo, woo, okay, but we got to hear him talk a little bit there. And you mentioned earlier the cement truck backing up. We usually only hear that backup horn. So
the beeps.
Yeah, we get the big guys to talk a little bit. It's good to hear, Todd Bonacki. I love it.
Well, what are your impressions? You know, forget what they played for, 5th place, 3rd place, 7th place. These are all top-notch clubs. They're well coached. They execute beautifully. And regardless of the prize, you got to give them an A+ for their hustle. That's what impresses me the most.
Well, I'm glad you asked me what impresses me, because if I was a pro scout, I really see some talent here. A lot of players, and it's hard to come here and display your talent. You and I talked a lot about this, 50, 40, 80. That's really what these guys are, that's what their goals are. 50% from the field, 40% from three-point land, and get to the charity stripe and make 80%. So I don't know how many athletes are going to be signed at this. I hope we'll find out. We know that over 700 athletes, referees, and media people have been signed to professional contracts in the first 10 years of this tournament.
If you want to look at one statistic that was a difference, rebounding, and when you have a short bench, you're going to get outboarded. How about 51 rebounds to 27 in favor of World Vision? That's why they dominated today.
Well, remember in the formula for success, that was what the Warhawks needed to do, team rebound, and it was a tough task, and unfortunately they weren't up to it.
18 offensive rebounds for World Vision. They just had strong physical bodies, too many athletes thrown up against the Warhawks. They didn't just have enough chances, and they really almost had to play a perfect game to make this interesting.
Yeah, do me a favor and call me and let me know when a team wins a game that allows 18 offensive rebounds.
5 players in double digits in scoring, led today by Alvin Ellis. Our star of the game for the World Vision Club was Travion Leonard, and he sat down with Sidney Carriel. Travion's line today, how about 9 points, 5 rebounds, and only 1 turnover coming off the bench for Damian Bethea. He was very, very impressive. On the other side, we saw the sharp shooting of Mike Malott. He was very consistent in 3 games. You could see this guy's a player. He just didn't have enough around him.
Yeah, I look forward to speaking to him after the game here. I got a little interview set up with
Good.
Mike Malott and their owner of their team there, and or the sponsor, I'm not sure, A or B, but well done, Todd Bonacki. I had a good time working with you, and again, I can't tell you what a pleasure it was. My utmost, I give all the props to you. You're fantastic. Your word vernacular is so good. I hope the listeners were as entertained as I was, Todd.
Thank you, my friend. It was a pleasure to talk to you and enjoyed it. Enjoyed the entire week with you, Nick. Let's finish off. We got 3 games left. Let's finish off with a bang, and then I'm looking forward to a couple real fun days out here in the desert of Las Vegas, Nevada.
You and your pop.
You got it. For Nick Matos, for Sidney Carriel, for our entire crew working this webcast, I'm Todd Bonacki. 7th place goes to World Vision. Congratulations to them. They're now on their way to China, and we wish them the best in their journey. Coming up next, a championship. Stay tuned. Greek Connect will take on, well, their head coach, Darrell Armstrong, is in the house from the Dallas Mavericks. That game is coming up in about 15 minutes from now. Until we see you down the road, I'm Todd Bonacki. So long, my friends, from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada.